Hey y'all, it's me Cody. Welcome to the Cody Knits podcast. This is episode, I think it's 60 something, in the late 60s. I can't remember, sorry. Today is March 4th or 5th or something. It's crazy. Oh, I'm doing no good at beginning this. Anyway, today is sometime in March, Sunday. My washing machine just finished. You'll probably also hear the dryer in the background. But I wanted to film this because it wasn't gonna, if I didn't sit down and film it now, it wasn't gonna get filmed. And there's so much to talk about. So much exciting things. Isn't he, Diamond? So, I'm having some coffee because I'm a little tired. But it's the afternoon, and I shouldn't be tired. But anyway, hey, welcome to all of my new viewers and the returning viewers. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming and spending some time with me today. Yeah, I'm Cody, and this is Diamond, in case you don't know. And you can find me here on YouTube as Cody Knits Podcast. There's a Cody Knits Podcast Ravelry group. I'm Cody Knits on Ravelry. What else? Oh, I'm nurse_Cody on Instagram, and I'm most active on Instagram. I have a lot to talk about today, and I feel like it might be a bit of a longer episode. Hopefully the battery lasts and I don't get a phone call. So, exciting news is I have officially hit over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you all so much for showing your love and support. I've been learning a lot about YouTube and adding tags and descriptions, and so that when people search things for knitting, that it's easier for them to find me and that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that that's helping out. Plus, a lot of it though is word of mouth. So thank you all. There's so many people who have, given me a shout out on their podcast and that kind of stuff, and it's super exciting. I have to grab something. So sorry. I'm back. Sorry, it's a surprise coming up later that I want to show you. So, I don't even know where to start. It's been a busy couple of weeks for me. So I was super excited about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And I'm gonna go through some. I'm gonna give a giveaway because I told you guys I would. So I'm gonna show you some stuff for that. I'm still working on a prompt or whatever, however I want to do it. So stay tuned for that. Let's see what all has happened. Last weekend was a lot more busy than this weekend. I've kind of been spent the weekend kind of at home by myself, most of it, and it's finally been pretty this weekend, but it's still a bit chilly, so going out for a couple of walks and that kind of stuff has been okay. Ooh, Diamond wanted under the cover. So it's been rainy basically the whole week. Last weekend was a lot of fun though. Friday it was the last Friday of every month. There's this thing called Critical Mass, and it's a bike ride where everyone gets together at a certain spot and we just ride around town. Like, so cool. A lot of people had like cool lights on their bikes, and Some people had even radios playing music, and we would, you know, stop traffic, going through red lights and stuff, and because there was like at least 100 of us or more. So it was a lot of fun, and apparently there's more and more people whenever the weather's a lot better. So it was good weather. Last time it was actually quite warm, so it was perfect. And there's a lot of people showed up, and that was my first time going, and I had an absolute blast. Then Saturday morning, my stepmom came home. My stepmom and my dad were, my stepmother's from the Philippines, so they were back in the Philippines for, I guess, a little less than a year. So they had to come back because of their citizenship visa things. So they're working on their dual citizenship, so they're gonna come back, and my dad came back earlier to start doing some work and making some extra money. And my stepmom, she wanted to spend Christmas and stuff with her family, and so she just came back here to meet up with that. And it was so good to see her, and I'm glad she's here. So she's such a hard-working little lady. So I went and, well, Dad was supposed to spend the night with me Friday night, but something came up. He drives a truck, and I guess he didn't get back till late or whatever. So he just picked her up that morning, and then we came over here, and we went to IHOP and had breakfast. And then we came back, and my poor stepmom, she's exhausted. You know, coming from the Philippines, it's like 2 days worth of traveling. So they took a nap on the couch, and I went in my room and played with my yarn. And then they went home, and Saturday night I met up with Kirby because we had tickets to the opera, and it was super fun. We saw Daughter of the Regiment. I had never seen it before. It's mostly in French, which is a beautiful language, and I just loved it. It was so funny. It's one that's not like too long. Like some operas are really long, but this one was like a good length. And beforehand, we met up and had dinner at a local Mexican restaurant and had a couple of margaritas, and then we walked over to see the opera, and it was really good time. And it's fun to get all dressed up and stuff. So it was funny. The talent was really great. I really enjoyed it. They did a good job. I get to see, I believe it's Carmen in April, and Kirby has season tickets, so her extra ticket in April is going to me for my birthday, so that's super exciting. What else? So we did that Saturday. I don't know what else happened. I know what I wanted to happen this weekend is I wanted to go see Black Panther, and there's a couple movies out I want to see, but I couldn't find anyone that wanted to go. So yeah. Oh, another cool thing I did is I spoke with a matchmaker. So we'll see what comes out of that. That'll be really fun. We got on the phone and talked, well, through FaceTime, and he got to know me a little bit, and he is doing some searching. So who knows where my future will go for that. So I thought it'd be fun. So I did that. Yeah. So that's pretty. Oh, let's see. Friday night, I was tired. I came home. Oh, that's what it was. Friday night was the Oncology Nursing Society's, the Metro Atlanta chapter meeting. And this month, we had our meeting It was sponsored by a drug company, and they did a little presentation and fed us. And we went to a wonderful restaurant in Atlanta called the Atlanta Fish Market. So I highly recommend, if you're ever in Atlanta and you like seafood, to go there. It's delicious. One of my favorite restaurants in Atlanta. And it's a really good dip. Really good. It's so good. So that was really fun, and I met a couple of new friends who were gonna start coming. And they're guys, and I was usually the only guy there, so that's really fun. They're nurses at another local hospital, so hopefully they'll keep coming back. And then Monday night before that, we had another drug rep dinner for my work, and we went to a favorite restaurant, but it was down in Noonan, but it's called Mama Lucia's, and it's really good too. So I had 2 free dinners at 2 of my favorite restaurants this week. It's not helping the diet. I've been trying to eat healthier, and working on some midriff toning, and I was doing a lot better when the weather was warmer because I was running and stuff, but it got a little too chilly to run. Anyway, I digress. So let's get in. That's a lot of chit chat. Let's get into the podcast, shall we? I have finished 2 discharged objects, 2 ethos. This one I'm super excited about. I cast this on January the 6th, and I finished it, I believe it was February 25th, 24th or 25th. The last week of February anyway. And then look, it's all done. This is my exploration station, I believe. I always call it the wrong name. Oh, and it's done. It's blocked, and it's squishy and lovely. Oh, I had so much fun knitting this. The last couple of sections I kind of got a little not bored, but they were just long rows, so I felt like it just got to where it was taking a long time, so I could only do like 1 or 2 rows a night or whatever when I sat down. But I absolutely love the colors. They're showing up pretty true. The light blue, right, that's in through here, and down here is a little more, it's just a little bit different, but I love it. And so every section, it's one of those you don't get too bored, because I got something in my eye. Because every section you do something new, and I really enjoyed learning how to do this brioche section. I've never done that. This is like a slip stitch section, and this is just it's kind of like garter, but it's done a certain way, and then you have some little lacy, chevron-y looking things. And then I blocked the points out pretty good, so it kind of gave it a little bit more shape. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm kind of glad it got a little bit cooler, because I was able to wear this. Because the other weekend it was like 70 in the 70s, and now it's been more like our typical winter weather. It got warm enough, and it's been raining so much, even some of the trees bloomed, and it's like, not time to do that yet. But anyway, I love this. I had so much fun. The yarn is Madeline Tosh. Let's see, the majority of it is Tosh Merino Light. The white is the antler colorway. Then there's deep. This color is called deep, I believe. The gray color is Dr. Somebody's something. And then this other one, this lighter blue here, is, what is it? It's Tosh Merino, the Air Base, I believe. It's the one that's like, it's got merino, silk, and baby alpaca, I think. So it cost a little bit more money, but I just love the color, so I picked it out first and then picked all the other ones out around it. Sorry, I don't have the oh, I lied. My knitting journal. I put the information here in my knitting journal. I was just doing that this morning. So the Tosh Merino Light is 100% merino wool, fingering weight. This is antler, like I said. This one is deep, the darker blue. And then Dr. I never say it right. The gray color, Dr. Zhivagos, his sky. And then, oh, this is Blue Nile. It's this brighter blue. So I had a lot of fun doing that. This is my knitting journal, by the way. That's what I write down. I keep up. I mean, this stuff is from 2017, and then I started a new section for 2018. And this is my socks that I finished last time. And I typically put the this is that card from the book swap I did. Bookmark swap, but typically I put the ball band, I cut it and put it in there with it, and then like a sample of the yarn, so I know what it looks like. But because I had so much left over of the of this, I'm gonna be wanting to I want to knit probably a couple of hats or something similar to that out of it, so I wanted to keep the ball bands with it because I'm gonna use it in the future, but I put one of them in there, so yeah, anyway, it's a traveler's notebook. I love this. So yeah, that's one thing. And then I did finish another thing. I didn't feel like I've done a lot, but I finished another hat. This pattern is called the Big Hat. If you Google it, you'll find it. And this is just some Lion Brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick that I had. The color is 307, called Mystical. So this is a super bulky number 6, 79% acrylic, 20% wool, and 1% other fiber. And so it's wool and acrylic, and it's got sparkly in it. See if I get it closer. You see? Sparkly. So yeah, this is called the Big Hat. I have plenty left over to add a nice pom-pom. You've seen a similar hat to this, and because I've made one already, and I was thinking about doing where I sell them. So I make 2 of a hat and then sell them and donate one and sell the other one. I don't know if I'm gonna sell anything, to be honest. I can't make up my mind. Sometimes I really want to, because I would enjoy having the extra income to buy more stuff to give away, or to different yarns to review for the podcast. But at the same time, it makes it more like obligation knitting and a job, and I'm afraid I would get to where I wouldn't enjoy it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So anyway, this will have a nice fluffy pom-pom on the top. And they'll go to probably be donated to where I work, the cancer patients where I work. Needs to be washed and stuff, but and I do this magic loop, and I use these big Codi from my interchangeable sets. These are 10mm needles. It would be better if I had a longer cable, but this is the longest one I have for a magic loop, so I have to be careful. But I really like these needles. So I have a couple more balls in my stash. I'm trying to use my stash up of some you know, more like super bulky yarn, and they make up a hat pretty quick. And so this was, you know, it took me like a few hours to make this. So once I finished this, I wanted to work on something, so I just cast on that one of those hats. So typically in the summertime, when it gets warmer and stuff, I tend to knit more hats and smaller objects because it gets hot. That's all of my discharged objects. Let's see, let me put this sticker here so I know about it. I have cast on a new pair of socks. I haven't done a whole lot on them. I was gonna do these 2 at a time, but I couldn't get them. I couldn't get them to the color repeats to line up right. And I was pulling and pulling, and it's like I just kept on winding off yarn, and it's just, it was too much. So I'm just gonna do them separately, and they're probably not going to be matching like exactly, so whatever. So far I have a rib done. This is 15 rows. I'm using Codi 2.25mm US 1 and do magic loop. These are the red lace, so the cable is a little thinner, it's more flexible, but it still doesn't get all stupid. So I like these. The only thing I need to get more sock needles. But in this one I have, like, you can't really tell, but right there's a bend, and it doesn't really hurt anything. It doesn't bother me a lot, but sometimes I notice it when I'm knitting. I don't know why I do, but I just do. But yeah, I'm really enjoying these. The yarn is called Knit Picks Felici. This was a gift. It's fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and the color is 69990. Pinata. Felici Pinata. This is super soft. Really, really soft. So I like it. And I've been enjoying it. And it's in this cute little bag. I love this. My little dachshund zipper. DPN cozy. But I use it for this too. Love it. And you know who you are that gave it to me. Thank you. What else? Oh, that's all the knitting. I've done a little bit of crochet. This has kind of been in timeout. It's the virus shawl that I was knitting out of the mandala yarn. And last time I was like, I don't know if I want to be done or if I want to make it a little bit bigger. So last time I was just finishing here. So I've decided to carry on and do a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Cause I feel like it's wide enough, but I want it to be a little bit deeper. But I really like these colors. Scoot back a little bit. So it's fine. and crochet is easy to pick up and put down when you just have like maybe 5 or 10 minutes or something. So I'm doing that. And this is what the cake looks like. Again, it's Lion Brand Mandala. It's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 590 yards. It's a number 3. I guess this would be like a DK weight, maybe worsted, I don't know. But it's called Unicorn is the colorway. Oh, okay, good. Just making sure they were both the same. They look the same. Anyway, so working on that. Okay, and I've also done a little bit of spinning, and I've been watching one of my favorite podcasters. Her name is Jade. She has the Sew S-E-W Perfect Pearls podcast and Etsy shop, and she does some beautiful knitting, and she does some really beautiful spinning and dyeing yarn, and but she's always showing this beautiful spinning. So I decided, let me get out my drop spindle and do a little bit of spinning. It's been a while since I showed you this, but I have finished one of the little rolags that I was working on, and have started the other one. Got this much left of this one. There's a whole pack. I mean, I still have a bunch, a long way to go. But this was a gift, one of the first things of wool that I ever received. And the lovely Deb from Fondant Fiber sent me this and a beautiful drop spindle. And I absolutely love it. I love the way this smells. This has some wool and bamboo and silk, and it's wonderful. I couldn't really use it when I first learned to spin because it's the silk and stuff kind of is slickery. So I had a hard time. But now I've gotten better at it, and so now I'm not having as much of a hard time. But it's this beautiful green. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's like a minty green, like with some black in there. It's like, it reminds me of like mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's why I can't have abs. I like stuff like that. And Oreos. So I've been doing that a little bit and enjoying that. And this is actually a bag that Deb made and sent me. I love this, and so I keep it in here, and I just put in like 1 or 2 of these in the bag, and my drop spindle fits perfectly in there, and I can carry it around with me. But what I've done is I've decided to get it out of the drawer that I normally keep it in and bring it into the living room and put it in a little basket next to the couch, so sometimes when I sit down I can just pick it up and do a little bit. I've been kind of busy this weekend. Since I was by myself at home, I've done a little bit of sewing. I finally ordered a desk chair, and that came, and it was a little bit of drama because I have this thing called parcel pending, and so it's like a locker where the delivery people can put your packages, and then they send you a code to get it open. Well, they jammed it because it's so big. They jammed it in there, and then the door normally when you type in the code, the door pops open and it opens and you get your stuff out. Well, it wouldn't open, and I paid for overnight shipping, and it took me 2 days to get it out, so I was not happy. Luckily, but the reason is I had to wait for the me and the leasing office to be here at the same time. And so, because they have a key to help you get it out. So I finally got it out, finally put the chair together. It's just a black normal rolly wheelchair. And I got the sewing machine out. And I've done a little bit of sewing, having a little bit of frustration, but I finally I worked the kinks out, and I have done a couple of things. So I made this little bag. It's a drawstring bag without the drawstring. So I need to get some nice ribbon to finish this off, but the sewing part is done. So it's not interfaced or anything, but this little section is also the lining, and I did pretty good. Got some top stitching there. It's a little wrinkly, and I don't know how. I've ironed it, and I can't get it to be knots. I can't get it much more less wrinkly, if that makes any sense. But anyway, it's not perfect. You see some of the lining kind of sticks out a little bit on the top, but it's handmade, right? It's a bag. I didn't box the bottoms on this one. But it's like a good sock size, so I just followed a little tutorial online. And I mean, it's pretty good. I don't know if you can see the stitching, but it's not completely straight. But again, I'm not straight either, so what does it matter? It's handmade. It's not going to be perfect. But I enjoy doing this. It didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, so that's fun. And then I made today, this morning, you know, my dog gets me up at the break of dawn to go pee. So once I get up, and by the time I go down 6 flights of stairs, take her to potty, and then come back up the 6 flights of stairs. Do have an elevator, but I'm awake. And so I just got up and started sewing a little bit more. Went through some of the fabric and stuff, and I was trying to find some stuff online using some fat quarters. So I have quite a few like little packs of the fat quarters, and I was trying to find projects. So this is one that used, you know, 2 fat quarters, so the outside and the inside, and you have very little waste. And actually, she has it where you can make the pull string out of what you have extra. But I messed up because, you know, right sides together, Cody. And so there you go. So this will have ribbon, but I thought it was cute. So, and then I also found this little tutorial. You've seen me make these before. They're from Etsy, and no, not Etsy, Craftsy. It has a video. And so I decided, I was looking at this little pattern. I was like, I could get one of these out of a fat quarter. So I made this one. It's got a little handle, and this stitching on the handle is not very good either. This is why I'm like, I don't think I need to sell things on Etsy. Because I don't think I'll ever be able to get it where I feel like it's good enough, no matter what I do. So this zipper is a little bit too big for this bag. So I had a hard time when I was sewing it. So it doesn't, I mean, there's a little bit of a gap there. I can't get it to close any more than that. But it opens, and it, you know, this is the lining. This side of the lining, this is apparently a plastic zipper because it melted a little bit, and when I was ironing, and yeah, I got some of that here, but at least it still zips. And these are really small, like sock size little bags, but has a little handle. And I just thought this was cute fabric. I'm just proud that I have the fabric facing the correct direction. And I made another one that looked very similar. This one, the sewing piece to it is, I feel like, is a lot better. These do have the box bottoms. I feel like I did better. And this is the inside of it. But my dumb self, when you put this, it's got a strap. Well, you have to fold the strap and sew it so that it's like this. And I just sewed one side, so I had this strap. So what did I do? I said, there's no way. So I just sewed it down right next to it. It still works. But yeah. So, I mean, put a zipper in. I'm pretty proud of that. I just watched the class on Etsy, and yeah. So this one does have interfacing and that kind of stuff. So I would have this one would probably be one that I may have felt okay to sell if I was going to. If I wouldn't have messed up the handle. But I don't know. I just don't think I think I'll just use them for giveaways and stuff like that if I'm gonna sew. I don't know. I might change my mind one day when I get better at it. Anyway, I thought they were cute. So, that's the sewing. I bought some yarn. So remember I mentioned the wonderful Jade from the So Perfect Pearls podcast? Well, she was showing off some of her yarn that she has been dyeing up and putting in her shop. And I fell in love, and I literally stalked her Etsy store until I found it. And it came in this cute little green package. The card got a little bent up because it's, you know, the post people, they don't care, but sent me a cute little card, and thank you for your purchase, soperfectpearls.etsy.com. It's SEWPERFECTPURLS.etsy.com is her shop. These are really nice cards, and she wrote me a cute little note. But this, I haven't opened it because I wanted you to see how wonderful the packaging was, okay? So it has a cute sticker that says thank you with a heart. It's tied up with a cute bow. There is a cute little stitch marker, and I wanted to open it. This ribbon is so cute. It's a nice ribbon too. It's not plasticky. That's really nice. A very nice touch, Jade. But this is the real glory. And in the bottom, I mean, she has another little card, and she gives you the deets. The details. And this is called Too Green for Spring. It's a couple of shades of green, a couple of shades of gray, and this is her gobstopper. And this is pearl sock, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 400 yards. Ooh, I mean, it's kind of hard because it's in a ball, but when you really, if you just touch it like this, it's really soft. It's just really nice yarn. the colors are beautiful. See, there's that bright green, and then you see there the darker, little bit darker green. You see the gray. Ooh, I can't wait to knit these. I gotta buy some new sock needles so I can cast these on. So I am super excited about this. Thank you so much, Jade, for getting this, and she shipped it quick too. And I know that's hard whenever you have a lot of orders and you have a little one at home, and she has so many beautiful colorways. Go check her shop out. I mean, you won't be disappointed. She has something for everyone, and beautiful colors, and I can't wait to knit this up. And I'll give you more review whenever I do start knitting it, but I can tell I'm gonna love it. So thank you, Jade, for getting that over, and I can't wait to knit it. Congratulations on getting everything up and running. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up, and if you're not Jade, then you all need to go over to her Etsy shop and check it out, because I think you might find a lot that you might enjoy. Jade is a local Atlantean, so she lives in the Atlanta area as well. So it's really important to me to, when I find those kind of people, and to support local. And go check out her podcast, So Perfect Pearls podcast, here on YouTube. It's a wonderful podcast. It's very well filmed and edited, good quality, a lot better than mine. So go check her out. Let's see. What else do I have to talk about? I think that is all the knitting. So I wanted to talk a little bit about books I've been reading. I finished listening to A Picture of Dorian Gray. I absolutely loved it. Such a wonderful book. It made me think a lot too. Well, it was entertaining, but it made me think a lot about things, and how we may view ourselves, and how other people may view us. What would we really look like if our sins or whatnot really showed on our faces instead of our soul? What if people really could see those kind of things, and what will we look like? Was, just some interesting deep thoughts or whatever. The ending was very interesting. I was expecting it to be different, to be honest. I always had this even though I'd never read the book, I'm familiar with his story, the Picture of Dorian Gray, but I just always felt like he's still alive. Hopefully you've read the book, but I felt like he was gonna live forever, and I don't know I don't know. I thought he would have all these different lives, and he would have to go from place to place and start a new start a new life, or start a new over again, because he didn't age, but everyone around him was aging. And how do you get over that, or how do you get away with that, or whatever? So anyway, it was a lot of deep thought into that, and I could go into a lot more, but we won't do that. But I have been reading this book. This is a lot slower in progress, but I'm only on chapter 6. Yeah, I'm about to start chapter 6, just because I don't know why, but the last couple of weeks when I'm coming home from work, I'm really tired, and I'm having a lot of fatigue lately, so I'm not sure why. But anyway, I'm going to the doctor later this month, to get, you know, a checkup and stuff. So I don't know if it's still happening. I'll have them check it out. But so sorry, something happened and it stopped. So one thing I wanted to think about is, if you haven't read this, so hopefully I'm not doing a spoiler or anything, but I'm not really telling you a whole lot. But one of the things in here that is mentioned a lot is a certain piece of jewelry that this the family members in here of the Mayfield family, Mayfire. Hold on, I'm saying the name wrong. Let me think. What is the name? Mayfield is milk, so I feel like it's a different Mayfair, I believe. Mayfair. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, Mayfair. Sorry, Mayfield is milk. I'm like, that didn't sound right. Mayfield is, at least here in Georgia, is a certain type of milk, dairy farm. There's Mayfield ice cream, and it's really good and fattening and all that stuff. Anyway, so there's a certain jewelry that she wears that the Mayfair ladies have passed down to them, or some of them anyway. And I'm just wondering, it just reminded me of, I guess what I'm trying to get at, is it reminded me of the, what is that, the Hope Diamond. And like, different, you know, how that one was said to be cursed and brought all these tragedies. So I wonder if I wonder if that's going to play into something into this book. I know it has something to do with what's going on with them, but I wonder if, you know, Anne Rice pulled that in as, you know, from the Hope Diamond kind of story, and kind of putting her own spin on it or something. So anyway, I've been enjoying this. I am gonna read some more of this tonight, because as much as I love knitting, I have, and in the sewing, like my muscle from sewing, like my neck and my back are kind of tense up, and cutting and ironing. So I'm kind of done with that for today anyway, and so I'm gonna read after this. Anyway, was there anything else? Oh, I'm thinking about making this into a hitchhiker, because I had a green hitchhiker that was like one of the first things I ever knit, and it was out of Malabrigo yarn, and it was a green, kind of tonal green color, and I really liked it. I wore it a lot. It was like a scarf. My gauge was so tight back then. But I was thinking, so I worked to work one day, and one of my patients said, "Ooh, I really like that." And she asked me if I would knit her one, and I asked her what color, and she said, "You know, that same color would be great." And so I just gave her that one. I miss it, but I know she really appreciates it, so that's all that matters. And I can knit another one, right? So if I can knit her one, I should just knit me one. So, and then I was looking through my stash the other day, and I was like, ooh, I could knit one in this. So I think I'm gonna do that. This is Yarns to Inspire, Live and Love in Color, hand-dyed yarns made in Avon, Connecticut. The colorway is Peppermint, which is interesting to me, because when I think of a peppermint, I think of red and white. But when you say like a minty green, That's a different color too than I think of. So I'm not sure why, or maybe it's mislabeled, but it says it's called peppermint, but it really is this dark greens, and then it's got these more yellowy green kind of areas in it. So I think I'm gonna knit this up, make myself another hitchhiker, so I can have my green scarf again. So that was perfect. Anyway, so again, oh, I was gonna show you. God, this is gonna be long. I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't mind. But I wanted to show you some of the things that I have for the giveaway. The big one is this. I got this a long time ago, especially for you guys. Look at this. It sparkles. This is Super Sparkle Blue Moon Fiber Arts. It is 92% superwash merino wool and 8% lurex. The colorway is called Candy Castle. I love this. I'm really jealous. Actually, I really like this. So it is 4 ounces, 113 grams, 400 yards or 365 meters. It says washing instructions are on the back of the label, and I do see them in there. So I bought this, and I'm going to, I thought I might have had the fabric, but I must have already given it to Kirby. So I found this fabric, and if I remember correctly, because it's been a while back when I bought this, it's been so hard for me not to just use this. I think it's Gummy Bears, and it's like sparkly, so it kind of matches this. So that's gonna be the big prize if I can get. Kirby probably has the fabric, so I'm gonna try to get her to sew up a bag for you, because I think it'll look better if she if she sews it. But if she doesn't have time, I'll sew up a bag, and you'll get that with the bag. And then I have some other little goodies. I showed you this coloring book, so I guess there'll be a couple prizes. So I'll do this in the bag and probably throw in some stitch markers. Then I have this coloring book, and maybe I might throw in some either colored pencils or something, and then I have, those you can have. They're Harry Potter pens, but I do have some other pens. Like I bought some of these to throw in there. Oops, here's some little ones. I have this 12-month knitting planner, which is really cool. It has a little section. It's got a little pouch to put some stuff in, but it has a reference, stitch reference. It's got a project, kind of like a to-do list, and it's got some graph paper there. It's got a little inventory section. And then it's, got the month, January through December. So I thought that was kind of neat. So that'll go to somebody. And then I have these. Circular needles, and they're bamboo. I've had them for a while. And there's like every size from 10 millimeters to these little bitty toothpicky sizes. This one. All of them that I pick up are the ones that don't have the, or the side that doesn't have the, these ones are 2 millimeters. And they got this little, it's like tubing thing. So I have this to give, and then this little Tunisian crochet hook, and these are some stitch holders. I have this gauge. I have some stitch markers, this yarn balls, and I think there's a sweater in there. I have these stitch keepers. These are for DPNs. They hold on, they kind of rubber band to each side. Keep your, kind of like those thingies, point protector thingies. I got a little notebook. Oh, a couple more little things. So I'm still putting some stuff together, but that's what I have so far. So I'm just trying to get together, you know, a few prizes, share the love, to tell you I appreciate you guys for being so supportive and always being there to lift me up and encourage me. But the big prize is going to be this yarn and a bag. So that's exciting. Anyway, I need to go and get my laundry going. This thing takes 5,000 years to upload to iCloud, and then get it from iCloud to my computer, and then get it into the video editor. So hopefully I can get it done today. There's gotta be an easier way. I just can't figure it out. So anyway, it just takes a long time, and then it takes a long time to upload to YouTube. So thinking about doing one of those live streaming things like the Golden Girls, Grocery Girls do. I love the Golden Girls too, but I love the Grocery Girls. So I can't believe I just said that. So anyway, I want to try that, I think, sometime, and see how that goes. Anyway, hope you all are having a wonderful day. And I know it's like snow in a lot of places, so I hope you're staying safe and warm and not going too crazy if you're stuck in the house. And remember, I'm gonna go back to my old saying, is one stitch at a time. Remember that. That's how you learn how to do new techniques and projects, and that's how you get them done. But that's also a great way to go through life, one stitch at a time. So until I see you next time, probably a couple weeks, I hope you have a wonderful time and be good, and I'll see you later. Bye.